Sorry nga. Oo.
Ni isa. Sabi na,
Hot? Hello, check.
Medyo may delay lang. Wait. Ikaw.
Okay. No worries, Alex.
Medyo may
No
delay
worries.
lang. Wait. Ayan, okay. Thank you for
Okay.
OBS.
Okay. Okay, quick wrap up. Mabilis ang intro. Okay, Ivana.
Good week.
Okay lang.
Time for Christmas. Stressful school. Yeah. Ella.
Ella.
Legit ba?
Oh,
Ganun.
Bilisan mo. Bilisan mo.
Okay, so, quick errands, and then drink some meds.
Medicine. Sorry.
Wala pa din.
wala. Yeah, nawawala.
Okay.
Wala pa din.
Yan, meron na. Yung kay Ella.
Okay na ulit.
How about now?
Wala pa din.
Maybe for my mic. It's probably from my mic because maybe that's why. But
Yan, okay na, Alex.
let's see. Yeah, okay, there we go. So again, I think it's just on my part. It's just on my mic. I think you guys can be heard clearly, except for I think just me.
Okay.
So again, I'm
Okay.
trying to experiment with OBS, like what you see right now. This is the third time I'm saying this. Okay. So again, please forgive all the mistakes and everything. I'm trying to experiment. It's something I haven't gotten the hang of yet. All right, but yeah, everything you see now is simple and bare bones, and hopefully I can improve and learn more using this software, and hope you can use it in better in the future podcasts. So yeah, Prince, your turn.
Okay, so for me, mabilis lang. Nag-jogging ako kanina. Release good hormones. Higher in terms of work. Higher ratings than last month's. And then regular na ako sa Integrate. So shout out sa Integrate. And yeah, siguro yun. All good na yan. Okay,
All right.
ready na ba?
So yeah, again, we have a very prestigious guest. Okay, but yeah, we've had him on before, and we're trying to what was the word you said, by Prince? Babalik na. What did you say?
Comeback is real.
Yeah. We're gonna do it better this time, and
Yep.
should we introduce our guest now?
Okay.
All right, sige. Our special guest is gonna be Sensei David Lay again.
Yes, let's
okay?
go.
And
Nice.
we're gonna be talking about different stuff.
Let's go.
All right, is Sensei David on
Maganda
right
stuff.
now? Okay.
Si
Sige.
Here I am.
I'll switch.
Okay.
Oh,
Boss,
so
si David. Hello po.
There we
Good
go.
evening.
hello. How are you guys?
I
I'm
see.
the only one wearing white here. My Christmas will be white.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a Christmas theme. White Christmas, right? Yeah.
Litaw na litaw ako. Litaw na litaw.
Yeah, you're in the
Wala lang
center
kasi
screen.
para center of attraction talaga.
Oo nga.
Apo. Gitnang-gitna po. Okay. Kamusta po kayo, Sensei?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So far I'm good. But you have to ask that question more to Alex because I think today is his special day. Because he's been waiting a package for a long time and it just came like during lunchtime. Okay. You have to ask that
I was
question to him.
thinking
So
of-
what was that?
I was thinking of
Okay.
mentioning that in the Kamustahans, but alright, since you wanted to talk about, yeah, I ordered a package from Russia, okay, because I like their military stuff and their clothes and stuff, and it's sort of a hobby, you'd say. So yeah, it finally arrived. But there was some trouble getting there because of customs clearances,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the problem was really, but it took a while. It took longer to bring it to me from the Philippines than from Russia going to Germany, Hong Kong here. It stayed in the Philippines longer than I don't know what happened. It's customs really, but yeah, it's finally
Yeah.
here, and I'm really happy
Yeah,
with what I got.
actually, Alex ordered the stuff. Like this is his third time to order from Russia. Okay, so the first two times it came like the first one came like 4 days after.
Yeah, it was
And
really
the third
fast.
one, the second one came like 5 days after. So he was expecting it to again arrive almost the same
6 days.
length of time, diba? And then right now it got stuck in our customs. Bravo, customs, bravo.
It took like more
Shout out
like
custom.
2
Christmas time
weeks.
na po eh.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
Apo.
It's weird. It's
Nandun po
weird.
eh.
They contacted me
Congestion.
twice about it.
product reveal ba? Product reveal.
Oh no, it's already in the laundry.
Ay,
Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Next year. Maybe. Let's see. Okay.
Okay,
Let's see. That's okay.
Okay, let's start.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. If I might. Yeah. This is my part. I forgot. So.
Sige.
All right. So Sensei David. Yeah. So again, I think you watched our podcast our last podcast, right? And I think you did you enjoy it, Sensei David? How was it? I think there's a lot of
Oh,
comments.
sure. Oh, yeah. What was that about?
I mean,
Parang napilitan.
I'm the one sabog here.
okay. I mean, yeah. We last just to recap, very quickly. Last podcast we talked about like the difference of martial arts and between martial
Yeah,
arts
right.
and
Combat arts,
sports,
martial arts,
combat
yeah.
sports, right? Also the effectiveness of karate and MMA. What was that? Karate in media, like movies,
Yep.
and stuff, and also common misconceptions,
misconceptions.
right? So we have a question back from that podcast, and we want to ask your opinion about it. So here, for you, Sensei David, what is your definition, or what makes a martial artist for you? I think you have a lot of comments for this one.
Yeah. I've thought about that when I heard your podcast last week. I was thinking about that the answer also. Okay, so actually the answer is not really, shall I say, it's a little bit complicated. Okay, because it's really hard to define a martial arts. What is a martial art? Well, I'll try to define it in my own way. No, karate do. Okay, karate do is for us is a martial arts simply because there's the word do behind the word karate, and so are other martial arts that has a do behind. Okay, when you use the word do, it means again the way, diba? Ang pamamaraan. Okay, you understand? Okay, so when we practice also, we practice inside a dojo, do. Okay, because that is the place where you find the way. So okay, so we're talking about what is the way. What am I talking about the way? The way of life, yes. Okay, so karate is or any martial art is like you're trekking on a road, kalye, no? And of course, when you're trekking on a road, it leads to a certain destination. So yeah, so karate or the martial arts is, I think, a journey. Okay, it's a journey going towards a destination. I think the destination will be about the improvement of yourself.
Mhm.
Okay, it's self improvement. So it's a journey for self improvement.
Right.
So that's I think how a martial art should be labeled. So yeah, so there's a destiny, but for me, I think the destiny is or the goal is not the most important. Okay, it's the way you track. It's your journey, the
The
process,
process, right?
going towards that goal that is important. How did you do it? You understand?
I see.
So it's a constant journey. All right. The goal isn't a black belt. You understand? The goal isn't attaining a black belt because it doesn't stop there. No? If you attain a black belt, you still continue. And you're always a student of karate until the day you die if you're into the martial arts. Ama?
Right.
You keep on learning, you keep on training, there's no stop. So sa akin, baka mahaba to.
I've heard
process is,
Sige po, Sensei.
yeah, because we also deal with a lot of students, and these students we encourage them to compete, to join tournaments, And sometimes, many times they lose, and sometimes they win. Okay, I always tell my students that winning is not the most important. It is of secondary importance. Diba? The medal is of secondary, unless it is at the Olympics.
Right.
Well, winning is not the most important. It is of secondary importance. So what is important to you? What do you think is the most important?
Improvement.
If not winning, what?
Improvement.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm throwing that question back to you guys. Anybody can answer.
Yeah. Improvement, and again, the how much effort you've put to your performance. That's one
Yeah.
of us. Mhm.
Yeah, and the things you pick up on the the competition itself, like the things
Yes,
you learn
like the lessons.
in your opponents also.
Yes, correct. Those are experiences, no?
Mhm.
But the most important, yes. You guys are all said you're in the right track. Okay, you're in the right road. Okay, so it's the process of how you try to win. Okay, it's a process of how you try to win that's most important. Okay, that maybe the time that you dedicate to your training. Okay, the time that you have to seek the advice of other people to improve on your kata or on your kumite. Okay, the hard work that you have to put in. Okay, to meet that goal.
Right.
Yan ang process that is important for us. Okay,
Right.
ganun palagi. So every time we deal with a certain thing, so we're not talking about karate anymore. It might be your work, or it might be your studies in academics. Okay, this is the same kind of process that you have to use. Okay, and so that para you become successful as a student, or maybe as an employee or employer.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, when you're in the journey, siyempre, we have to have some guidelines, okay? Our guides. And these guides, they are dojukun. Diba? The 5 dojukun that we have in Shotokan. I don't know about other styles. They might have similar or more. Okay, but these are what? Yung effort. Okay, effort is important. Diba? Yung endeavor, effort is important. No? Also,
Yeah.
the improvement of your character, also respect. When you talk about respect, what do you talk about ba, tingin nyo?
It is what it is. Respecting the person and his experiences and thoughts, because they come from different walks of life and they have their own valuable experience that they can share. But mhm.
Yeah. Respect, okay. So, respect is basically about courtesy, di ba? Courtesy.
Courtesy.
Di ba? Anybody, you have to respect anybody, no matter how
Yes.
high or how low they are.
Yes.
All right? That's why in karate, di ba, what do we teach the white belts when they start karate? What do we
Bowing.
Bowing.
Bowing, right?
Bowing, exactly. Bowing. So, yun ang importante kagad as a martial art. Courtesy.
Right. And I think we don't see that a lot in like other combat sports. They might like, handshake, but
Yeah.
it's really different in like martial arts, where the culture is imbued or like integrated together with the combat
Yeah.
art. Yeah. So there's a
That's
lot. There's a lot of things that you said, like the path, the journey, going to that destination. I remember one saying that martial arts, or they do this analogy with also karate styles. Martial arts is also like, it's like trying to climb a mountain, okay, and you start from point A to the top of the mountain, right? And there are different styles of martial arts, and yes, again, styles, and they say that it's like a different martial art would start in a different part of the mountain, but
Yeah.
all they just climb up the same mountain, reaching the same zenith, the same summit, the same top.
The same destiny, the
The
same
same destination.
goal.
Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And what's that goal? The goal is self-improvement. Di ba? Di ba? To improve your character.
Right.
Character.
So for you, Sensei
So,
David,
yeah, di ba? To be a better human being, sabi nga ni Teriyuki Okazaki, he told me, to be a better human being.
So-
To spread, if you're a better human being, there will be more peace in the world and more harmonious relation among other people. Yan ang goal ng martial art. It's not to fight. Although, okay, we are trained to fight. But why is it like that? Diba? Why is there an irony between training how to fight and being a peace-loving citizen? Bakit yan?
That's
Ako yata nagtatanong sa inyo.
that is actually a good question.
I'm sorry for
Sige po,
that.
Sensei.
So that I
Uh,
think is so that we get to know the reality of fighting, and it's um of course it's if I mean it's like drugs. Okay, the more you talk about it, the more you don't want to like do it. It's like because you kill that curiosity, I guess,
Yeah.
so you don't want to experience it anymore. I think is that that's my thinking. That's my thought process.
mhm, mhm.
So, but that is a very interesting question, Sensei David. Why do we teach people how to fight, but we advocate for peace?
Yeah.
A
Exactly, di ba?
method of violence, but for peace.
Di ba?
Quite a
Remember the saying,
contradiction.
it's better to be a warrior in a garden, tending a garden. It's better to be a warrior tending a garden than to be a gardener
Gardener.
going to war.
Yeah.
Yes.
Di
I
ba?
think
Di ba?
right. It
So
all
you
has to
have to
do
be
with
ready. Di ba?
self-preservation,
You just have
really.
to be ready.
It has to be
You
Yes.
don't know whether you're going to use it in your lifetime or not. Some people, wow,
right.
like me, maybe I don't have to use it
Yes.
Yes,
anytime
Sensei.
That's
because I
true.
know how to avoid also.
Listen, it's better to
The martial art, okay, is Budo. Budo. Yeah, you know, the Budo came from the word Bushido,
Mhm.
which was told a samurai during the feudal Japan period.
Bushido, right?
Bushido means
Warrior's
no,
code.
way of
War of
the
the warrior.
warrior. The
Yeah.
Bushi is the
Bushi.
warrior. Yeah. So since the weapons were banned during the Meiji period, okay, so the samurais were forbidden to carry their katanas, their weapons, okay, and if, so they don't need to practice, kendo or because they're banned, okay. So the word bushido transcended into the word budo, I think, from my limited knowledge, it transcended to the word budo, which means the way of combat. Bu is combat,
Mm,
diba? That's why warrior, bushi is warrior. Bu means combat or fight, no?
I
Or
see.
yan. So budo means the way of combat. But however, when you try to analyze the word bu, okay, the character bu in kanji,
Mhm.
there's two minor characters that are combined to form the word bu. Okay, the first minor character is a character that denotes spear, sibat, spear, and the second character denotes to stop, So it means to stop the spear or to stop the fight or to stop conflict. Okay, yun. So it's not really about combat. It's about uh, stopping the fight. Okay, because fighting, okay, as much as possible should be done as a last resort, as in the martial arts, diba? Yun sa atin. Okay, to stop conflict. So that's the irony behind that. You learn how to fight, but you're not supposed to use your skills
Right.
as much as possible. You're supposed to have self-control.
Right.
That's why we train. We are
Yes.
training our. When we train, we have in karate, in any martial art. I think you have to train hard, very hard. Okay, don't train, relax like that. Everything's like you're doing, soft karate or whatever. No, train hard. Okay, allow your body to go through exhaustion. Okay, because while your body is going through those steps, you are also training your spirit, and that's the most important, yung spirit mo. Na matibay kang tao. Oh, so yun. So you're strong inside because you're a martial artist, and yet you have this self-control because you respect other people. Okay, no matter maybe how antagonistic that person comes to you, maybe you have to think, why is he like that to me? Maybe he has a different situation. Not everybody's the same, di ba? Yun. It's about being tolerant. Okay? That's why I think training in karate and courtesy, no? Or courtesy or etiquette has to go along. Okay? They have to be done. That's why in karate, when you train, you bow to your partner. Or you bow to your opponent. In tournament, you bow to your opponent. That's etiquette. That's courtesy. You bow to the mat before you enter the mat. You bow to the dojo. Everything's about courtesy.
Right.
Diba? When you go to the dojo, don't throw your bag at one side or put your shoes and throw your shoes. Okay, no. You have to arrange your shoes properly. You have to put your bag at the proper place because it's courteous for the other people that are gonna be using the dojo.
So,
Diba? You respect
Okay.
them.
mhm.
That's martial arts.
So,
Diba?
so if I may, Sensei David, so you're
Go ahead.
saying martial arts is the primary focus of martial arts is to for character building, right, and self improvement, but more on the um, values and character of the person. Is that
Correct, correct, correct,
okay? That's
correct.
very interesting, right?
The physical skill in the martial arts is of secondary importance, mind you.
Yes.
It's more the development of the person. Okay.
Okay. Okay. There's one interesting thing that you talked about, like the process going there. Um, and that's a very interesting thing that you said because a lot of times in today's society, especially like in school or in work, a lot of things are outcome based. So
Yes.
like if you're not doing well in a test because of the score, you're treated less. I'm not you're not treated like what how to say
Yeah.
this. Yeah, you have a low score, and okay,
Yeah.
that's your score. Or if you what do you call this? If your project wasn't done like nicely or neatly, um, yeah, it's you just scored bad. But
Yep.
the thinking of like the process oriented kind of learning, like like in martial arts where we it's about how you did it or what do you call this? Yeah, again the process is a very interesting thing, and it's something that even I would like to see in today's work and more maybe school where they don't focus solely on like the outcomes or the grades, but on the development and improvement that this person is doing because not everyone starts the same level. Like if you go into a classroom, not everyone starts at the same level. Some people are gonna be more talented or some people are gonna be more richer or less stressed, right? And to what do you call this, give them the same test or exams that they've everyone's gonna go through, most likely some people are gonna score higher because of the initial initial stuff, right? And so it's a very interesting thing to see in a society that maybe we should have this kind of outlook in learning, process oriented learning, or maybe is that a better word for process oriented, um, something like that. Even even in our college, we always say was it Olga? I forgot the name. It's like outcome learning something something. So I didn't really mind that. It's like oh they're focused on outcomes. It's to me it's like so you don't care like about the process or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something that the education system needs to think about also. But yeah, I always tell my students that there's two ways of learning. One is from your teacher, where the teacher tells you what to do and what not to do, especially when it comes to life and their studies and their work. The second way is they learn it the hard way, because in like in the kumite right now online karate we teach kumite. It's very hard because it's kumite is supposed to be face to face. Right now we
Yeah.
don't have that kind of luxury because in
Or with the
online.
target ball, but the target ball doesn't fight back.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, you can be you can fight the target ball, but of course you want it back. And I always tell them to keep their guard up. But they always there's gonna be times where they bring it down, they neglect it, and then I always tell them, look, okay, there, you either listen to what I say or you're gonna learn this the hard way through a hard kick to your face. Okay, then you
Or punch.
learn. You're gonna get traumatized by that hard pain that you felt from that kick. Now you're gonna learn. So there's always that there's just a two ways of learning. So I always tell my students that try to listen to your sensei and see the value in your teachers and senseis. So that's just a small thing that I wanted to share too. But yeah, that was very interesting things.
Can I include Alex? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, if there's any student out there that are listening to your podcast, to our podcast right now,
Yes
okay,
po.
I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, whatever the sensei says, all right, is important. Whatever. Okay, so for kids to really learn karate uh, fast and uh, they have to really open their ears. Okay, they have to watch the sensei how he performs it and really open their ears.
Right.
Okay, that's all. Always keep your attention focus. If they can do that, wow, the progress in their karate is gonna be fast. Okay, I'm gonna tell them that's important because sometimes kids, sometimes you don't see them in the video.
Mm.
Sometimes they're doing something else.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so yeah,
Okay.
they're distracted. Okay, and these are the things that impedes a child in their development in their karate skills. Yon.
All right. Can I also talk about one more thing? I recently we keep watching this video by Jesse and Camp, the four mindsets of karate or
Yeah, I
martial
saw
arts.
that. I saw
Yeah.
that.
If you guys saw that, it's a really nice movie. Movie. I mean, short video for just 4 minutes. A 4 minute movie, guys. No, but yeah. Again, we talk about karate and martial arts and how we it has like that spirit. If you see the three things the three kanji, shingi tai, yeah, it that the value of spirit or the soul. I mean soul or like the mind.
Alam mo,
Though that same kanji represents all three of those already. So even the brain, heart, brain, yeah. So it's a nice kanji. But yeah. So again, yeah. Speaking about the four mindsets, so I'll just say it first. First, he says like, Shoshin. Ooh, beginner's mind.
Beginner's mind.
Okay, next is
Shoutouts.
what is Mushin or the mind of no mind, right? Or the empty mind. Next is Fudoshin, immovable mind. And then the last one is Zanshin, something that we're very familiar with, but some people might not know what it means or it means lingering mind. Would you like to expand on those, Sensei David? Because it's a very
I
powerful.
think Jesse and Cap has already said
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah,
But
because
maybe
so
you can,
plug
I
the
don't
line
know,
video.
you
But
can-
yeah,
you guys
okay.
can help me out here to cite some examples, right?
Yeah, well, before that video actually came out, I always tell my students that you have to have a fighter's mindset. That's what I said because how I explained it before the video, okay, before the video came out, I said if let's say you're in a fight, if you get hit, don't tend to your injury first because you have to focus on your opponent. Okay, that's your opponent's your priority, the fight. Because if you tend to you like I'm injured, okay, he can't say stop. I'm injured. Wait, I can't fight. No, he's gonna keep on going and bash your skull in.
I'll interject that, Alex, because I was coaching in the Asian Games in Busan. That was 2002, and then one of the players in which one in Kuwait was very good, and then suddenly he got hit, and then he was trying to stop, and his coach was so angry, and I know the coach. Okay, his coach is I think Mohammed Barami. That's a sensei of Shinjuki. Sorry, that's a sensei of Ali Parvinpang.
Oh.
Oh, Mohammed Barami. Okay.
Okay.
And then so after the game, I asked Mohammed, why did you tell your player? I mean, this was like castigating his player a little bit. Okay, because and then Barami told me, no, because he showed weakness, he showed pain.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if he shows pain, okay, the opponent sees him, the spirit of his opponent goes up. Diba? Spirit go, I was able to hurt him. Okay. Diba?
Yeah.
So uh, that's a psychological thing going on there. And the coach saw that.
Right.
Mohammed is a very good coach, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's the second point that I talked about the fighter's mindset. Where again, if you're hit, don't tend to your injuries. When you fall down, get back up immediately because you have to what do you call this? Tend to your safety because your danger, your opponent is right in front of you. If you're trying to tend to your own injuries, he's gonna keep on hitting you down. And yeah, the second one is if you get injured or wounded, don't yeah, what you said, don't show weakness. Don't show that you're tired, okay? Or
Don't show
you're
your emotion.
injured. No, you don't show emotion.
Vulnerability.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Vulnerability.
Oh.
Don't show your.
You don't know. You're like almost poker face. They don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't know whether you're happy or you're afraid, you're scared, Don't
Yeah.
show your emotion, di ba?
Right.
The samurai are exactly like that, di ba? They don't show emotion. Okay? They don't show whether they're afraid to die or not,
Right.
di ba?
And that's the fighter's mindset I keep peddling to my students, and it's
Devil's
quite
advocate.
close.
Devil's advocate. What
Yeah.
if like you're trying to like
Okay.
show vulnerability, but it's a trap?
It's a
Ah.
trap. Well, if you can pull off that kind of trap, sure, go for
Kasi when I
it.
was
I've seen
a
that
kid,
also. I've seen
Yes.
that also.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In the Philippine setting, okay? The guy, I mean, he's a good player, huh? But the guy was, I mean, I'm so tired, Because di ba, there's no breaks, and then they were doing too many. He was doing like that, and then after that, opponent attack, boom, Kamosuke. It was so fast.
Right.
Strategy, nice strategy.
Yes.
And it worked.
Right.
very good strategy.
Yeah.
Ginagawa ko yun nung bata ko actually. Just kidding.
No. Yeah. That is a really good strategy, and it's
Iyakin ako eh. So like
Mm-mm.
I cried sa tournaments up to like I was 11. I stopped crying until I was 12. So like lagi sinasabi ni Papa, syempre parang okay kasi isipin ng kalaban, parang kayang-kaya ka niya or like iisipin nung referee na nagkukunwari ka lang, parang ganun. Kasi ganun po yung ginagawa ko, siguro iyak ako, pero like siguro after ko iyak, laban pa rin. Parang ganun. So,
Yeah.
parang
No, I do remember that. I don't know how old was that, but maybe I did witness you cry. But in my mind is that whenever Prince cries, he fights better. Oh, you better watch out. Oh no, here it comes.
Weird phenomenon.
No, yeah, but people do that. They tend to do that. But yeah, that's a valid strategy too. But I always tell my students to fight with honor. Okay, don't use like underhanded techniques. But no, that is a strategy. When it comes to fighting, you can use any kind of strategies, any means, as long as you win. Right?
A win is a win.
Yeah, a win is a win. But yeah, so that's a fighter's mindset I keep peddling. So it's closer to like Fudoshin, which is the immovable mind, right? Where if you get hit, okay, don't let it affect your emotion, right? Like that. And lingering mind Zanshin, if you get hit or don't tend your injuries, stand back up and like keep yourself ready. Like when you punch, keep yourself ready and aware. All right. Don't show that you're that don't think that it's finished, right? So there you go.
And these things are not only applied in karate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Exactly.
As a martial artist, okay, we should always find ways in which how can we apply karate principles in our daily life. Yun yun.
Yes.
That's a martial artist. Okay.
Right. So yeah, that's thank you, Sensei David. Now maybe we can move on to the next segment. I think we did talk about too long, but
Ayun,
maybe
talking
20 minutes
about
or more.
self-control and
Yeah, sige.
to transition to the next topic, I think since you're the kind of person na when you're getting like how do I say this?
I talked for
I mean.
30 minutes or more than. You're not yet ready how to deliver. No, I'm just joking.
Kaya expect ako
Okay,
but yung situations na where there's like during intense situations, how do you like keep calm and collected, whether it be situational na parang
Like in a
Ano ba?
tournament?
Are you talking about any situation?
yes, Sensei, parang intense situations where you're being attacked, like emotionally or physically, parang ganon. How do you like control yourself na you don't, rest back agad or, use your skills to like show na you're strong or ganon.
I don't know. I just remain calm. Okay. I don't know. Some people respond also right away, di ba?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
An eye for an eye. Di ba? Sabi, pangit. What happens when you go an eye for an eye? You make the world blind, di ba?
You make the world go blind.
You
You've been
make the
listening to my
world go blind.
podcast, my Pancit Canton podcast, Sensei David. Thank you very much.
I heard that. Yeah, okay. From your
Ganda yun,
friend, from si okay.
Arnold, yeah.
Arnold, yeah, right, okay. Nakatawa ka eh. So, yun, I don't know. It's just, I'm just calm, okay? Whenever a situation arises, I just, stay calm. No?
Right.
Maybe because when you stay calm, di ba, well, there's two sides of the coin. Because when you react right away, okay, sometimes you get your point across very fast. Diba? When somebody does this to you, and then you react right away, sometimes you get the point across also. No? But for me, I don't know. It's my personality not to react that fast. Okay, but remember, I'm a deliberate person. In iniisip ko, okay, anong gagawin ko susunod? Okay, I think what's the best strategy or the best move next. Okay, so yun. I don't. So when you talk to me, I don't show fear. Even if you're trying to scare me, I don't show fear. No? Ganun ako eh. It's like, wala, how do I say this? I don't know. It's part, I think,
Yeah.
of my martial art upbringing.
Yeah, Sensei. So,
Okay.
so you think na your karate training or your martial art
Yeah,
background?
because okay. Example, whenever you drive in Manila, Manila streets, diba? You'll encounter very rude drivers.
Yes.
Okay, they cut your lane, or sometimes say something bad. Okay, or they blow their horn. Okay, so and then for me, I don't react to those things. Okay, huh? I don't react to those things. I just let them be. I just let them be, because what's the use?
Right.
For me, for me,
yeah.
let him be.
Yeah, I'd like to tie this back to the last podcast I had with the Pasit Canton podcast with Arnold. We talked about this. We talked about revenge, right? And it's like, when do you resort to revenge, or when do you do revenge? Okay, and for me, it's always my value virtue not to. You don't. Okay, because what good does revenge does? And I think a lot of people like teach this. You shouldn't go for revenge, or um, um, you shouldn't get back at someone, because, like, again, an eye for an eye makes this world go blind. So it doesn't do you any good. It just brings someone down. Okay, so there's no upside to this. There's no what do you call that? Yeah, there's no benefit. No one's getting anything good out of it. So just leave it be, or maybe if you have the power to, or the time to, try to help the guy out. We shouldn't look at things through the eyes of retribution, or like revenge, but through the eyes of empathy and uplifting everyone. So yeah, revenge, hate, kind of cringe. Don't do that.
Agree with that. Yeah. And
What if somebody's bullying you?
Ah, that's a
Depends.
good question.
You're in school, and
Depends.
then this guy bullies you every day.
Bullies you every day, then I guess a little bit of revenge is okay. Like, some people would say, yeah, that, which I agree to also, that try to stand your ground and try to hit him back once. I hear someone laughing at that my point. Okay, but yeah, because so that you send a message across him, not yeah, that's the sole purpose of sending a message across, not to what do you call this,
back them.
bully him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, maybe there's a better way.
maybe there
report,
is. I don't know.
Yeah, report him to your to the authorities, to the school authorities, di ba?
But I think that kind of has a social repercussion then, or like, oh, you're you're a wimp. You resort to those, but I don't know. I'm grown up already, so
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know how it is with. I cannot speak for the younger generation because I'm
Right,
not
right,
young at
right.
all.
But no, but kids have to understand also. They do not have to live according to the opinion of other people.
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. If you're so confident with yourself, okay, you have that your own self-esteem. You don't care what he thinks about you, because you know yourself more than he does.
Well, it is hard to say that because sometimes when you're in school, because let's say that bullying happened in school, when you don't care about yourself or how you are seen in socially, right? Maybe in school that's all you have, your social interaction, your social appearance and status, and that being taken away from you might be like something that they think about. That's why they don't resort to doing such actions. But it's a really complicated and complex matter, which again I cannot speak for the young. So, but yeah, that's
But bullying really is a very big problem.
It is. It
Okay.
is.
Yeah, no matter what the DepEd says about they have these anti-bullying policies in school, sometimes the bullies don't know that they're bullying because it's part of their already. That's how they work, and that's how they act according to other people that they see, to other students that they see, their classmates or whatever. Okay, so they don't know that they're bullying. So I'm gonna tell right now that the most important thing is that they have to tell their parents. All right, their parents. Okay, they should not care whatever people say because you have to stop the bullying. No, and I'm telling you, the parents, no, all the parents, they know how to respond to this bullying. Okay,
Hmm.
the parents has to know.
Yeah, the hard thing is if they don't have like, well, one, if they don't have parents, or two, they don't have a reliable, like, they don't, their parents are not reliable, like they're all, they themselves are addicts or something like that, or three, they know how the parents are gonna act because they're like, let's say they're very aggressive parents. I'm just being devil's advocate here, right? I'm trying to see all the flaws and everything.
Yeah, there are certain
Being
parents that are very
skeptic.
aggressive and they're
Yes.
afraid of that.
Yeah, so there are a few exceptions where I don't know how to solve too, like that for example.
Alex, the answer there is study a martial arts, study karate.
Actually,
Enroll in
That's the
KDA.
answer.
enroll in
Enroll
KDA.
Just
KDA.
answer.
Okay, so the martial art karate, because it happened to me. Okay, it happened to me in school. I didn't tell my parents. The parents doesn't know. Okay, the school authorities doesn't know, and it affected me a lot. I was scared to go to school. This was in elementary. I was scared to go to school every day because that bully is gonna, okay, in recess, during classes, that's okay. Nobody can touch you because the teacher's around.
Mhm.
But during recess, lunch, okay, and I'm trying to look at, is he there? Okay, there's a big effect on my ego, on my self-esteem. I feel so inferior. I didn't tell my parents. Because I'm not a sumbongero, but that's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, so that's why right now, and then I saw karate, and then I that's the time that I took karate because I was being bullied. And the first day that I enrolled in karate, I remember I said to myself, "Wow, may alam na ako." Kahit ha? May alam na ako. And my first sensei was Sensei Vol.2.
Shout out.
Yeah, the first sensei.
Right.
I won't forget that day. And then my karate training, I'm keeping it a secret. So that just in case they want to try me out, they'll be surprised. That's my mentality during that time when I was a kid, okay?
Right.
So you know what? Bullying has to stop. And the best way to stop it, okay, is to join karate, learn karate. Okay? I'm not telling you, when you learn karate, you're going to use your karate on the bully. No, I'm not telling you that. But there are certain ways that you can respond if you know how to do karate. Okay, number one, when you learn the martial arts, your self-esteem goes up. You're confident. Okay, you're confident. Nobody can touch you. Number two, sometimes bully plays like this, no? Pasuntok-suntok sa braso, dito, pa. You know what you can do? You block it so hard. You block that sucker punch so hard. Ha! Because in karate, we are taught to use our block as a strike. So he didn't hit him. He didn't punch him. He didn't strike him. But you block him.
Right. You intercepted the attack.
When you get into a fight, both of you can go. They don't get started because you punch him also. Huh?
Right.
So yeah, block it so hard. And that guy's gonna learn. I think you said that before, Alex, before in one of your podcasts. Diba?
I,
When you were like sleeping inside the classroom like that, and then you were approached.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did as
episode,
well.
Alin?
Oh no, what was that?
Yeah.
The tip.
There's certain ways,
Tip.
okay,
Tip
for the
to me.
karateka, okay, to handle situations. Okay, but the most important thing is that they're confident.
Yes.
No, they're not scared. They're not cowering in fear. Yun ang importante sa mga bata. Okay? They don't have to tackle the hardship of studying the lessons and the subjects. But they still have to, di ba? They still have to defend themselves against these bullies.
Right.
Okay, so let him study karate.
Yes.
Karate is very important. The martial arts is very important because the martial art, okay, teach you important skills, not only self-defense skills, but also a way of life, diba? Yun.
Right, and that actually that's very that's an actually a good take. Martial arts is something that people need to learn, especially as when they're young, when they can't defend themselves, when they have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and I think martial arts and like, well, I can only speak for karate. Hopefully, other martial arts could do that too, where they build their characters and also they learn self-defense because as a way, martial arts is a method that defends like the weak, right? Or like it's made to defend others. I made this kind of analogy in my head where it's like um, back in was it um, Japan? Back was it feudal Japan? I don't know, but there was like the concept of the yakuza, if you guys are familiar. And yakuza right now, I don't think yakuza should continue
There's
to
also
exist.
something that organization here in the Philippines,
Oh, I don't think they should continue to
but they
exist.
call it takusa.
Oh, okay.
Takot sa asawa. Takusa.
Alright. Okay.
We're so serious here.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, I
Again,
think
the yakuza. Again, these yakuza. A lot of people know that yakuza is like a criminal organization, and I think they should not continue to exist. But back then, it was kind of like a necessity for like Japanese communities back then because back then peasants, farmers, and merchants were being bullied by like the higher ups in the authorities, like the police, if you'd say, and their I don't know the term, but yeah, officials like like the taxes and like laws and stuff. And the role of the yakuza back then was to protect the weak, really. That was their motive. It's like an honorable like clan where their code of honor is just to protect the weak and to fight to defend them against like yeah the bullies, the upper class. And I think that's a role that the martial arts play right now, and that it can play in a role in your life, especially if you're like the bullied, right? If you're the weak, if you're lacking in self confidence and self esteem, that can be a that can bridge the gap. But yeah, that's something analogy I just made in my head.
awesome. Okay. Um,
Oh yeah,
right.
sorry.
Okay.
Back to with the questions. Is there any more for
Okay.
that?
Ella, you wanna do the
Wait,
third?
wait.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Sensei David, moving forward po sa next topic natin. So, um, all right. Okay. This is in relation to like reflection of your self improvement. So para po sa'yo, which works better? Comparing yourself, your progress to other people, or comparing yourself to your past self in terms of your improvement?
Yeah, siyempre, I've been like sort of propagating the idea that of course you don't compare yourself. Even to my students, you don't compare, okay, yourself to other people. But the Western concept is okay. Where is it? Where is he? Where are you now? Something like that, diba? How high is he? Why can't you be like him, or maybe even better? Okay, that's a Western, I think, concept.
Hmm.
But in the East, it will be better for you not to compare yourself with other people. Okay, why? Because you two people cannot be exactly the same. You don't have the same experience, whatever good or bad that experience is. You don't have the same schooling, di ba? The same opportunities. You don't have the same families, either supporting you or not. Okay, so it's unfair to be, okay. So what is more important is that you look into yourself, inside yourself, and see what was I able to improve or not? Was I better before or today? Yun ang pinaka mas importante ngayon.
Hmm.
Okay? Because if you see yourself well, before I can do this, now I can do better. Okay, so let's relate that to competition like kata. When you practice your kata and you want to join kata competition, your kata is at this level. Okay, so and you know that there's a lot of faults in your kata. Alex knows this. Okay, so you try to work out on your katas until it improves to a higher level. Okay, all right. So that's it. So you're comparing yourself from your previous kata before and what are you now. So that's why I'm telling my students competitions are important because it improves you a lot. Okay, it improves you a lot in a way wherein when you do kata, you put your kata under a microscope. All right. Before when you do kata inside a gym or whatever, you just do the kata. Okay, the general kata, and that's it. But no, right now, if you're competing, you want to see all the details of your kata. So that's why it's a micro study of your kata. What is wrong with your kata? What are the details that can be improved on your kata? Diba?
Mm-hmm.
Alex knows this because when I competed last tournament in KDS, I was
Congrats
asking
pala po,
Alex,
Sensei.
what's wrong with my kata? Because I don't know. Nobody in the Philippines here corrects me. Okay, but at least Alex knows a thing or two about karate. Papa, I think when you step, you have to do the technique at the same time. Oh, ano? And I thought I was doing that. And many other things. Many other things, okay? Yun. So, that's just an example. So, it's better for you to compare. Where are you now? Okay? And where were you before? Was there an improvement or not? Okay, now we're not talking about, athletic achievements
Mm-hmm.
because okay. Age really builds up. Okay, and age is a factor also. You can't be that that strong. You can't be that fast anymore because age building up. Okay, and then you start to feel something on your body. Okay, you understand? Before this doesn't hurt. Now it hurts a little bit now.
Yeah.
Okay, and also the knees also. No, right? So, but despite the fact that you have this, not disability, but these limitations, you still work on your karate. Okay? Yun yun. That's why the answer to your question, Prince, is that no, better not to compare. Okay? But maybe also, I guess there's nothing hard with, balancing your the Western concept and the Eastern concept. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay?
I think you actually worded that very well because I wanted to talk about now. You should always compare yourself to your previous self and not to others. But why do we compare ourselves when we're in competition? Yeah, so which you brought up clearly and you said balance of the both. Actually, I wanted to ask a question, but you just answered me without me asking.
Remember, Alex, we're talking about the physical level.
Yeah.
Okay, there's also the spiritual level of the martial arts. That's most important about character. Okay,
Yeah.
character. How matino are you, or are you still hot-headed?
Hmm.
Because there's a lot of instructors. Okay, sometimes in the Facebook they're bashing each other. That's not good. Okay, even if I get bashed, I don't reply the same way. Okay, better not reply because you can reply in the Facebook with a bash because I'm a martial artist. I cannot talk the same way as they. Okay, they might use foul words, but I don't do that. That's not my vocabulary.
Mhm.
Okay, so why will I bother talking to him in the Facebook? Diba? Diba?
Right.
I guess that's one way. Just don't, diba? Okay, let him and his opinion. Okay, I don't care because I have an opinion of myself anyway.
Right. So self control. Right.
That's what the most important. Okay, self-esteem is the most important because it's how you look at yourself. Okay, and you see yourself. If you don't have self-esteem, wow. Okay, that's gonna do a very big. You're gonna be depressed, really. Diba? Oo. But you have self-esteem. That's the one that's gonna really carry you all the way.
Right. I can't. Sorry, if I may lang muna, sorry. There's this I always I tell myself that karate or like yeah, martial arts in general, it's like a sort of a way to it's study like how to control your body to do motions of like techniques and movements, and also how to control your mind, right? How you see your outward perspective and how the way you react. So if you can control both your mind, your emotions like that, and also your technique, then yeah, then I think you've achieved like the goal of karate already. I think that's like I mean martial arts. I guess that could be like my definition for martial arts. It's like you practice how to control, right, both mind and body. Yeah, okay, but yeah, thank you very much, Sensei David. Yeah. So Ivana, sorry. What about you?
I just wanted to point out about like yung competition and how actually for me parang comparing myself to other players or having like healthy rivalries between other players from different teams is actually really helpful sa
Mm.
like in my growth sa karate
Name
and
drop. Joke lang.
ayun. So yeah, I think wala, it's just my take na I think it's important to compare yourself to your past self, but it's also important to keep track of the of other like
Mm.
Players.
players, yeah,
Other
other
competitors, yeah.
competitors and learn from them kasi it's really eye-opening to see different styles and different techniques that you don't really know or your dojo doesn't really like focus on. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
correct.
parang it's what Sensei David said is the like balance ng Eastern like and Western uh yeah. And
Right,
You,
right.
like
you learn karate not always from your instructor, for your sensei, or from your coaches. No, you learn also karate from yourself. Okay, you do your own research. Diba? You do your own study. You watch. Okay, the most important thing in a martial artist, okay, in competitor, is for you your powers of observation. Why? What? How does it do it? Okay, that's it. Okay. Uh, that's very important. So although your sensei teaches you this, you can add your techniques more. Huh? Yun. Wow, competition really, I really, it's very important in one's karate life
this
because for me, I have a lot of experience. Okay, and Alex talked about one time about Mushin, and this is what I told him. Mushin, the the mind of no mind, and
Mhm.
that was what I was using before when I was competing. Now I'm not competing anymore. Anyway, I told Alex that not every time you have to use Mushin. Okay, when you do kumite, not every time you have to use Mushin because sometimes these opponents are easy.
All right, you don't need
Okay,
to.
you can think maybe this is what I'm gonna do. You can strategize. However, when you face an opponent that is very, very tough and better than you, that's the time that I have to use Mushin. Okay, all right. I have to blank out my mind. I should not be thinking about the techniques I'm gonna use. Okay, all I have to do is just relax my body and 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 focus on him. Black out my mind. Okay, and then you can see clearly what he's doing. Every motion that he does, okay, you can see it. And then when he attacks, you just have to respond according to your training. That's the word, the training, the automatic movements kicks in. You block and then suddenly counter attack. Okay, and the counter attack normally hits an open target. That's bullshit. Okay, it happened to me, and then because during my days there was one opponent where I got beaten three times in a row. Okay, and then I learned how to use it. Okay, I was focused.
Mhm.
Some people say you're in the zone. Maybe that's what they call it.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just focused. All I see is him. Okay, whenever he moves, okay, and when there's an opening, okay, and then I'm at distance, okay, my punch comes out. That's motion.
Right.
So your training, okay, your hours of training and repetitions kicks in. Okay, your speed kicks in. Okay, but what is important is that your body is relaxed and your mind is focused.
Yeah. I wanted to ask a question first, and before I ask that, yeah, Mushin, yeah, how you achieve like that focus and how getting into the zone. and it's really tricky for some people to do, right? And some people to learn how to do that. If I may take away the attention from our guest, I would like to ask our other fellow people, how do you guys like achieve like that state of zone when you're like performing? Can we go? Let's go by rank muna. From the highest.
Go iba.
My prince.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, special example siguro, during kata, like, siguro training talaga namin ever since, like, huwag mo isipin na, like, there are people around you watching, parang ganun. You just focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing, focus on your kata, parang ganun. And then, just give your best every time. So, for me, it's a little bit easier sa kata, to apply, Mushin. But, for kumite, syempre, there's history. So, for example, in case Sir David, there's parang 3 times tinalo ko nito. So, there's a psychological factor na kaagad if you're gonna fight that person the 4th time. So, that's the time na, yun nga, gagamitin mo yung Mushin. I have this special, nakakatawa na, naalala ko habang pinag-usapan yung experience, wherein, nasa tournament ako nun, and then, I'm fighting semifinals. Tapos, my coach back then, Sensei Rainer, shoutouts. Ayaw niya ipapanood sa akin yung kalaban. Sabi niya, Prince, tumalikod ka. Ako bahala manood. Tapos, pakinggan mo lang ako. Pag magka-coach na ako, ikaw mag-focus ka lang dyan, huminga ka lang dyan, magpahinga ka lang. Parang gano'n. So, I think, it's because, kung nakita ko siguro yung kalaban na yun, na it's, siguro mas malakas siya physically, like advanced yung techniques niya, siguro magbi-built in yung takot sa sarili ko, magbi-built in yung, tawag dito, maging hesitant ako sa galaw.
Nawala na yung emptying of mind mo. Nawala na yung no one. Because pumasok na yung mga takot.
Yes, Sensei.
Yeah, oh.
So, yun. So, sometimes it's better to not know. Talaga. Siguro,
right.
yeah, in relation to that. So, yeah, that's it for my sharing.
Sige.
Ikaw na masagot ko yung tanong mo. Pero,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, that's actually helpful, yeah. Let's go to Ella naman. Let's hear your voice naman.
Oo nga.
I'm not
Tama.
That's okay,
sorry.
yeah. Oo nga.
Ayun, so way back, bale kakaangat ko lang ng category noon. This was kumite. And then, ang sabi ko kasi sa sarili ko, I don't wanna see yung mga list kung sino yung nasa category ko. Kasi, yeah, minsan kasi may factor na kapag nalaban mo na, eto pala yung mga katapat ko. Parang big factor na yun na parang iisipin mo na kung anong playing mindset ang nasa isip mo para sa isang taon to, and then the other next, and then the other next. So, that day, nung nalaman ko na umangat ako ng category, and then, parang nakita ko na, pero hindi ko chinek yung list. Nakita ko na kung sino yung mga tao doon. And then, they have titles on their names, and then talagang mabibigit sila na kalaban. And then, tapos parang nasa waiting area lang ako doon, and before my bout, parang sabi ko, nothing to lose, kung manalo ka man or matalo, bahala ka na sa buhay mo, basta just give your best. Pero during that day, sabi ko, kasing all blank talaga, kasing wala talaga ako naiisip. Basta ang nasabi ko na lang, once na nasa loob ka na, there's no going back. Kasi yun nangyari, there's no going back, kasi andun ka na eh. Bakit kung kailan nandyan ka na, saka ka pa atras? Asan yung time ng mga pinag-training mo? Asan yung efforts na pinut mo sa training mo? Ganon. And then, yeah, throughout that competition, throughout that category, hindi ko na-expect. Yun yung category na hindi ko na-expect na mananalo ako hanggang dulo. Na halos mamatay na ako. Ayun.
Very good experience.
Yun yung hindi ko makakalimutan kasi yun yung first time ko ma-experience na halos wala talaga akong iniisip. Kasi wala talaga.
Right.
Tapos parang, and then, parang later on na lang sinabi ni ma'am na you were there pero hindi mo napansin. Parang ready yung mindset mo pero hindi mo napansin. Ayun. Yun lang. Going to iba.
I think Ella that time also was using also auto-suggestion. She was talking to herself. Importante yun. Auto-suggestion, okay? Because when your mind is in panic, you won't be able to do that. Okay? Auto-suggestion, okay? Fixes that problem. Okay? You're better. Wala akong pakialam kung sinong kalaban ko. Okay? Kahit na world champion, I don't care. Lalampasuin ko siya ngayon. Okay? Auto-suggestion yun. Now, it's yung sinabi nandito na ako, di ba? Walang atrasan to. Yan, that's auto-suggestion. That's very important in all sports. That you're talking to yourself, okay? And then you're fixing your mind. Kundi, dan papasok ang takot, okay? There's no more mushin. Kasi fear creeps in, okay? Your doubt creeps in. Hesitancy will creep in. You have to remove all those things, okay? By thinking about something positive, okay? And then when you play, just blank out your mind. Focus.
Right. Let's move on to Ivana also. What about how's your method of mushin?
Ayun, talking about Mushin, I also want to relate yung like nabasa ko and like the what sorry, kinakabahan ako sa starter. But yeah, before we always talked about how
Yeah.
Bruce Lee said na yung empty your mind and be formless, like shapeless like water.
Like water, yeah.
How you pour water into a cup, it becomes a cup. Parang ganun, the shape of water. So, siguro, talking about that, when in competition, I think I let myself go on autopilot na lang talaga during the match. And before the match, parang ako, I'm not the type of person na would like play with other like competitive. Meron kasi mga tao na habang nag-aantay ng match, like grabe makipag-usap sa katabi or like what. Ako, I'm not that type of person. I usually listen to music or like nap pero hindi talaga makatulog kasi medyo kinakabahan. But when in the middle of the mat na, I think yeah, it just goes silent talaga for me pag nasa gitna ng mat. Wala talaga ako naririnig besides like 'di ba usually maingay. Ako wala talaga ako naririnig besides the coach usually. So parang yung coach lagi like sa Five Prince sila Ma'am Rica sumisigaw-sigaw sila Ella sumisigaw-sigaw na parang yun lang naririnig ko. So I don't know. I don't know how it happens but
It just happens.
basta matic na talaga na wala lang quiet.
All right. Yeah, it's very interesting. Also,
Yeah.
very nice hat you
You
have.
know, and Ivana was talking about her the waiting time. Okay, that's one of the hardest.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's one of the hardest, and I don't like to feel that again. Okay, you know, you're waiting
It's
for
the
your
worst
time
part.
to
Yes.
compete. You guys are already lined up. Or maybe you're doing your warm up. Okay, that's one of the loneliest time ever.
Yep.
You're the loneliest time, although you have teammates, but they don't feel what you're feeling right now. You're the only one that's competing, di ba? So they don't feel exactly, they may bring you water, whatever. Okay, that's good. That's good support, no? Pero the feeling of team committee is different because you are with your team. There's di ba? There's this team spirit, di ba?
Wow.
Pero pag ikaw lang mag-isa ang lalaban, wow, I don't like to feel that. That's the loneliest time, in the world, talaga. Okay, and that will either make you or break you, really,
Right.
Fighting in the mat is better. It's easier actually than that time. It's a long wait. You don't really know how long the wait will be. Wow, di ba?
Right. During that waiting time, you're just fighting with your own mind.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In the mat, you're fighting
A
with
good
the
coach
opponent.
talking to you is very important
Yes.
at that particular time. It's either, wow, I saw my opponent practice, he's so good. Or it's either, it's either I take flight or I fight. Maraming polite. Wala na.
Yeah.
Sana matapos agad to, bahala na. Okay. And then, that's the time after you play your worst game because you didn't really prepare your mind for it, you're gonna regret after. You're gonna regret. Okay? It happened to me during the start of my playing this. I didn't do my best. Kaya importante in the martial arts is not the result, but do you do your best? Was that your best? That's it.
Right.
Diba? When you take your exams in school, was that your best in preparing the exam? Was that the best time, diba? The best preparation you did for that test? Yun ang important, the process is the most important. Because wala if you can't do even your best and then you lost, then there's no regret. Wala kang sisisihin because the task was impossible. Wow.
Right. So yes, thank you very much, guys. So there's a lot of things that they said, no, like from Ella, don't look at your pairing sheet. No, I do that too. I don't mind. I don't care whoever I'm fighting. I'm just gonna perform. And yeah, that's how I do it also. When I'm on the mat, all I just say to myself, just perform. And then everything will come out from how you trained it. And I forgot what I was supposed to say, but yeah.
Pero you gotta trust your training then. Eh.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
time you prepared for your match.
Mm.
I
Eh,
I I forgot kung anong movie yun, pero it's about a swimmer and
uh-huh.
then yung trainer niya. Tapos kinakabahan yung swimmer kasi she's about to perform. Ang tinanong lang sa kanya ng coach niya is like, "Are you trained or are you not trained?" Parang ganun. And then sinabi niya sa sarili niya, "I was trained." And then boom, she
Actually, that's pretty
performed.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So,
simple.
yeah, may mga ganong moments din actually sa, of course, KD, syempre shoutouts. During nung playing days, of course, namin, tuwing magna-nationals kami, we go, of course, sa ibang cities, ganun. Madalas, minsan, Visayas, minsan Mindanao. The night before, talaga, super important yung ginagawa ng KDA coaches, yung lahat ng students nasa isang room, and then mag-uusap lang. They give
Other
us words of wisdom. Opo, yung huddle. Huddle
Right.
ng buong team. Sobrang it 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 puts the right mindset siguro sa
right.
like the competitors kinabukasan. Kasi of course, it's gonna start with the kids. So, and then iko-coach, i-cheer, aalagaan sila ng mga older players. And then after naman ng mga kids, sila naman yung mag-cheer, sila naman yung mag-aalaga, parang ganun. So, it's a good start siguro. Yeah, putting the proper mindset in the team, parang ganun. So, all right.
Yeah, that's actually pretty beautiful.
True.
So yeah, I'd like to tie this back into yeah, control. Like I thought of it about Mushin and like how to get into that zone. And I think for me, I think there's like two things that have to be present whenever you go into that zone. And first of which is that the challenge, right? Your like opponent or what do you have in front of you, right? Or how are you gonna like beat this or go through this challenge? And then sometimes it's risky, sometimes it's less risky. If sometimes it's harder, sometimes it's easier. And then the second one is, do you have control? So this ties back into what I said about karate, where you have to control your mind and body. Now, if you have control, then you'll be able to like perform. Now let's say, for example, there's a challenge, but you don't have control. You're just gonna go into panic mode, right? You don't know what to do. You're not in control. But if there's not much of a challenge and you're fully in control, then you don't have to go into mushin. You don't have to force yourself to go into the zone. You can just like strategize. Oh, I'm just gonna do this, bam, bam. Then easy fight.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's had to be like a certain balance or certain mix of the challenge, how hard it is, if it's like hard, and then relating to the challenge is how much are you in control of that situation. So that's I think the mix of two, you automatically go into that zone. So that's just my theory on how you get into the zone. But yeah,
Yeah. Being in the zone or mushin, it's like I said, flipping a switch. Sometimes you need to flip the switch, sometimes you don't.
yeah.
Okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sometimes you can't because you're just panicking.
True.
How
Actually,
do you open the door? It's full. You're pushing. Right. So there you go. Sige. I don't want to delay this any further.
okay.
You just want to move.
Okay,
Yeah, we have another one.
all right. So the last topic.
Mhm.
Okay, the last topic will be, Sir David, can you talk about the black belt maturity or expectations when you know a KDA black belt joins in our black belt?
Black belt, okay.
Joins the ranks.
Yes, yes.
Wow, okay, sige. Of course, it is always my
Responsibility.
That's
aspiration that uh, when somebody joins our black belt family, okay, they have to have the right mind. They have to have the right mind, okay. All right. Again, this same. Again, I'm gonna go back this Western concept. Okay, a black belt is something that like a graduation. It's not a graduation. Okay, it's not. It's not a goal. The black belt should not be your goal. Okay, it should just be it's one of the process that you have to go through. You
Milestone.
understand? Because the training should not stop. Okay, some people train, white to brown belt, then black belt. Okay, yeah, all right. For them, they feel wow. Okay, I can lessen my training a little, or maybe I maybe don't have to train anymore. No, no. Getting a black belt is for us, especially in KDA, it's very hard because you have to undergo a seminar, and this seminar is life changing. Okay, because it makes you know who you are. Okay, what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths, and the ability for you, okay, to transcend, okay, overcome your weaknesses and transcend your limits. Yan ang nagagawa ng Black Belt seminar natin. That's why everybody who came from the Black Belt seminar, and any problems that he might encounter, anything in life, will look at his Black Belt seminar again and say, I was able to do that. I can certainly do this. It's easier. Diba? Okay. What am I saying? Maybe some of you might have to go to a school that's very tough. Okay, but since you've gone through this experience, you know that you can, okay, you can go through this experience also, diba? This it's gonna be easier, diba? Yeah, the experience in the Black Belt seminar is different. But I hope that they understand that getting a black belt is not the end of it, okay? Because black belt is just the beginning, okay, of the beginning of actual learning process in karate. Diba?
Right.
So again, get a black belt is not what I want them to have in their minds, but for it's a I think it's a time, it's a catalyst wherein they should see themselves as a martial artist instead. Diba? If they see themselves as a martial artist, they will continue training, and they will find out that training is the most important in life, non-stop. Some people don't train because they're saying, well, training, it takes some of my time away from my family, or takes some of my time away from what I'm supposed to do, my priority. It does not. It actually has to strengthen, okay, everything. Training should always strengthen everything, okay? Ha? Kunyari, nag-aaral ka sa school. Diba? And then you have exams, okay? You train even a little for a short time. Okay? And that will also help you in your studies. Ganun yun. Training, it should not be considered to be an impediment when you're supposed to prioritize on something. You have to train every day. Yun ang sabi. Okay? Yun ang sabi. Yan ang martial artist. Ganun ang isip nila. Okay? A black belt is nothing for me. Black belt is just a level that, di ba? Although it's hard to get a black belt, it's just a level. It's how, okay, you maintain that concept of training all throughout. It's the hardest. Okay? And that you have to accept that as a martial artist, di ba? Kasi lahat ng gagawin mo sa buhay has to be reflected, okay, on your being a martial artist. Yun sa akin. So, I hope that all the black belts in KDA are like that. That's why sometimes I don't understand some of them. Because I'm not like that. Okay? Yun. So, I hope they study how to become a martial artist. Okay? Yun importante. Importante yun. Even, especially when you go to Japan. Okay? In the JKS. You can see the instructors in the JKS. Wow! All of them are slim. Diba? Ang ganda na katawan eh.
Yeah.
No matter how old. All of them are slim. That means one thing. They keep on training. Diba? Ang galing gumalaw. Ang galing, incredible. Okay? I'm not bad at martial arts, but when I see them, I say, wow. Okay? Wow. Okay? Yun eh. Napapawaw ako talaga whenever we have online classes. Talaga, sayang. These people are good examples. These JKS instructors are good examples. Alright? So, yun sa akin. I hope everybody that becomes black belt in our family, alright, sees himself as a martial artist. Not just a black belt. Okay? Not just a black belt. Yun na sa akin.
Right. I remember Jesse in camp said this na getting a black belt is like you just getting your driver's license. Like you just got your driver's license, and then when you stop, it's like you haven't driven your car yet. So yeah, I guess there's one suggestion that I like to, not really suggestion, but one concept that I keep on thinking. Maybe if we give our black belts not based on like their technique, or yeah, I think it should be based around the core concept of Shingitai, or the unity of the three. Like for someone to get a black belt, they're supposed to have like not really good body, good technique, good mind, but like a good balance of the three, right? Like they're constantly training so that they're kind of fit, like the JKS black belt, JKS senseis that we have, and then they have a good, like, good technique where they can at least throw a good kick or like a good have good stances, and then good spirit or good mind so that they can continue to foster that kind of black belt mindset, the karate mindset, and the all the core values that karate teaches. No, so we don't have like black belts that are like that think that they deserve. Where's my black belt? Oh, I deserve this black belt. That guy doesn't have like the right spirit or the right mind, the right mind. But yeah, right. It should be like someone that has like the balance of the three pillars, the shingitai. What do you think about that, Sensei David? Would that be a
Yeah.
valid
Yeah, those three are important, very important. Actually, I didn't know that uh, those three characters are also written in the JK's homebook in the front part. I didn't know that until Brother Mario. We had a seminar, a webinar with Brother Mario. He said, okay, he got a picture of me posing, and then that's a signboard that
Yeah.
says, because I don't understand the kanji, of course, diba? So, oh nga, no. At yun din pala yun.
A quick.
Oh, so that's very important, really, very
Oh.
important. Okay. You should always train all three of them, and they should be, when you train, they should be one.
Uh,
Diba? They should be one. It's really hard to describe how you do that, diba? It's very very hard to describe. Okay, it's really bordering on abstract sometimes. Parang ganun eh.
yeah, I think that's why it takes a long time for you someone to train in a martial art than training in a combat sport. It's that concept of learning that mindset. Probably. But yeah, quick review lang because I also didn't know, and I think most martial arts dojos also have that kind of sign posted up, especially Japanese dojos, right? Because again, Shingita, it's like the pillars of martial arts, and I only learned this that concept because of this game I've been playing called Yakuza, and then I went, yeah, I go into a dojo. What are these three big tapestry kanji symbols that's written in the dojo? So I had to search them up. Like I had to try to write it down in kanji because I don't know how it's pronounced. And then I even asked you, Sensei David, back then, how do you write this kanji like that? And then I showed you a picture of it, and then okay, it's like technique waza, because so yeah, so after further research, oh, so this is what it means, and so yeah, basically that's just how I found it out, and then eventually I found like videos of Jasin Camp talking about it and other martial arts talking about it too. So there we go, quick trivia lang. Okay.
Okay, yeah. As a martial artist, kasi, we're not only contented with what the sensei teaches. Okay, but we have to do additional. Like you have to read references. You have to read books about even the history of karate, the history of Shotokan karate. Who are the masters involved? Okay, and then you should also read about. Okay, it's about really very dwelling into the subject because you're passionate about it. No, not just interested, but you're passionate about it,
Right.
and that's where you learn. That's where you learn really. Okay, and do those additional stuff, and yeah. Uh,
Ayun.
right. Medyo lang.
Last po siguro, Sensei. Sorry po na medyo tumagal. Pero before we let you go po, is it a good idea to teach yung concept natin ng black belt maturity to, let's say, our brown belts or like sino yung mga senior belts natin sa isang class? Would it be a good idea, Sensei?
Of course, yes. Very, very good idea to start them while they're still at brown belt level. Okay? So that they get to know what is karate. Okay? Because they think that karate can just be, all right, how to kick, how to punch, how to do kata. All right? But that's not enough. Okay? What is the other side of karate? The spiritual side of karate. Okay? I think we have to teach them these things. Okay? And put those things in their mind. That they are supposed to be martial artists, and they have to think this way. Okay, and that way, importante yung Prince. That's a very good that's a very good idea. Uh,
Thank you po for answering, Sensei.
uh,
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your time po, Sensei David.
right.
Right.
Very good topics po. Thank you for the answers. Thank you for the guidance. And um, every time po na tawag dito, nagmi-meeting po tayo, and of course, sometimes every after classes, parang ganun po, nag talagang it's a big help yung ating dojo kun study po na led by you or led by other senior black belts like Sensei Barry. So thank you very much po, Sensei.
Yes.
And okay. Yep. Thank you so much po, Sensei David, from me.
Alright.
Okay po, Alex.
Yes. Thank you very much. Really.
Okay. Thank you also for having me. Okay, I enjoyed our discussion. Okay, no matter how little I can share. Okay, but I'm sure there's other senseis that can also share more than I and give more than I can. All right.
Okay.
So I hope that you can invite them also.
Right.
We're
Right.
looking forward to more
Yes.
guests next year, Sensei.
All right.
Uh,
Okay.
Sensei David.
Yeah.
Sorry, if I missed it, Sensei David. After this, can you stay around until the end of the podcast in the
Okay.
Zoom meeting? Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to zoom out first. No.
Yeah, you just turn off your camera and we just.
Um,
No, after. I'm very sorry
It's po
because
sa ano,
yeah, it's an OBS thing.
Yeah.
We're still
Aba,
learning.
pasensya na po.
Okay. Sige.
Okay po, Sensei.
But-
Thank you po.
Thank you
Good
very
night
much.
po, Sensei.
Bye-bye.
Os.
Okay.
Os. Thank you very much for your insights. Yeah. Now moving on to the boom.
Okay, good.
there we
Sobrang
go.
awkward. Hindi ko alam paano.
I should have
Yeah.
prepped the guest for this really, but yeah,
Yeah,
again,
the-
sorry
the
for
outside
the.
thing. Yeah.
Still practicing
Sorry
a
po.
bit.
So, yeah, short, okay, medyo on time tayo ngayon. Short takeaways, guys, from the episode. Again, anong order natin? Yeah, umpisa natin, Ibana. Let's
Okay.
go. By seniority.
Short takeaways. Definition of a martial artist is the journey. Yeah. Like how you prepare to get to the goal na, which is perfecting character. Yeah. Ayun. And yun, continue to, be calm when in intense situations, and have a healthy balance of like competition between yourself and other people, as well as yun nga, black belt maturity. I think it's very important as well. And yeah, have always put the empty mind as a guide when you're learning new stuff. Ayun. How about you, Ella?
Ayun. So me, when it comes to the martial arts, it's always a process. It's been a process in our life. And ang pinaka nag-stuck sa akin in this episode is yung motion. Like, don't think anything else. Just do what you do sa lahat ng ginagawa mo in life, in and out in karate. Lalabas at lalabasan if you work hard for it. Yeah. And that's it for me.
Okay.
Next sprint.
Alex,
Okay. No, kasi for me,
sabog na si Ella talaga. Okay.
yeah, get well talaga.
It will soon know.
Yeah. Sige, for me, yeah, again, Sensei David mentioned that martial arts is non about like what do you call this? About your character development, self-improvement, and like that contradiction of knowing how to fight but for peace. Okay, but yeah, and what do you call this? Yeah, although the mindsets, it's very important because most of the time neglect the spiritual and mental aspect of martial arts, which is like a very like a concept that's rooted in like it should not be neglected, I mean, really. But and yeah, the concept of mushin, we talked about like the process of how to get to mushin. Yeah, and also again the process. It's not about the outcomes of like the tournament or something. It's not about outcomes. It's all about the process, the learning, the journey, as what Sensei David said. And again, yeah, the black belts maturity and the responsibility, because being a black belt is just the first level. Reaching the black belt is just the first level. There's a whole new journey ahead, and you need to have that kind of, again, maturity, because you have a lot of responsibility on your hands. But yeah, sige, Pi Prince, what about you?
Okay, aside from sa lahat ng mga sinabi nyo, no, upon deeper reflection, syempre, I just wanna give credit siguro sa ating mga black belts sa KDA, especially led by Sensei David, our chief instructor. Kasi like ever since siguro maging black belt talaga ako, laging ang like priority ko, aside from learning karate and also improving myself sa martial arts, it's about for me giving back to KDA. And I think siguro isa yun sa mga sa mga in-expect ko or sa inintay ko sabihin ni Sir David dun sa expectations niya sa new black belts natin. Kasi ako, I think yun yung isa sa mga in-expect ko talaga from them. Kasi lahat tayo, we're all juniors, tayong apat. Tapos yung mga seniors natin, they give us a chance na parang to learn, to do this podcast, to research, to improve our skills, parang ganun. And also, even in training, parang they are good examples, they are good role models din. Lalo si Sir David, parang ganun. Lahat ng mga sensei, I can give a good, alam mo yun, I can give a good trait or characteristic nila na I can like parang gagayahin ko or parang incorporate ko sa sarili kong moral compass, parang ganun. So ayun, sobrang shoutout sa KDA, our home, parang ganun. And ano pa ba? Yeah, yung mga sinabi niyo din regarding yung martial artists, in the triggers, comparing yourself to other people, parang ganun, and black belt maturity. Yeah, you've all said mga intensive stuff about that, so siguro hindi ko na masyadong dadagdagan. Pero yeah, moving forward, like reflection, laging you have to reflect on where you are now, where you want to be in the following days, in the following months, parang ganun. And like lagi mong isipin na like you should always be one step toward your goal every day, parang ganun. So yeah, those are my takeaways. Okay, final shoutouts. Ivana, let's go.
Ano naman?
Like nag-choke the shoutouts.
Hindi ko nga rin alam eh. Grabe,
Okay,
podcast. Sobrang... Ayan, thank you for
let's go.
being with me, guys. And my stuttering. Ayun, shoutouts to everyone who's watching. Thank you for being patient with us. And like 10 viewers na tayo, so we're actually growing in
Thank you, guys.
viewers. So thank you for always supporting us.
Yes.
And like taking the time to listen to us. And like I hope you learned new stuff. And yeah, ayun. Shoutout kay Mama na wala pa sa bahay.
Saan ka na?
Shoutout to Pilska. Tama na. Tama na.
Tama na.
Yeah, ayun, that's for me. That's it. For me, how about you, Ella?
Yeah, okay. Shoutouts to everyone who's watching tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your patience, for joining us tonight in our previous podcast episodes. And I'm hoping now we will try to have a blast next year. And yeah, next year. And, and I'm sad. Wow, sad.
Oh.
This is gonna be our last episode for this year.
Last episode.
Right.
So see you guys next year.
Baka naman.
Baka naman. Yeah, and shout outs to all of the black belts who put this podcast and give us the opportunity, and also to Sir David for giving us a wonderful episode tonight, even though I didn't talk too much because I'm not feeling that good. And like, sobrang grabe. As in, grabe.
Sobrang grabe.
Thank you, Sir David.
Yes, thank you, Sir David. And shoutouts to my family na nandito, na may kanya-kanya silang ginagawa. Baka gusto niyong manood. And shout out to SMP. Next. Sino ba?
All right, sige. Yeah, shout out to everyone supporting this podcast, watching, subscribing, and liking and commenting. You guys are really doing a lot for us, and shout out to the to KDA, of course, who makes this happen together with the KDA board. Shout outs to our sponsors, Anchorland, Ego Yap, Culture Blends, TKL Steel Corp, and the others I can't read yet. It's too small. But yes, thank you for the sponsors again. We very much appreciate it. Shout outs to my mom who's watching right now and supporting me by feeding me every day, and also yeah, sharing thank you for sharing the stream, mom. You're really a good mom. And shout outs to Sensei David, who as our guest today, who shared a lot of insightful stuff, a lot of stuff, very educational, very informative insights, and um, yeah, my prince, what about you?
Okay. For me siguro, shoutouts to God lagi, for the wisdom. Shoutouts to my parents, my girlfriend, my friends, for the support system that I have. Tapos shoutouts KDA, for letting us share our thoughts and our opinions about stuff. Thank you then to our sponsors. Baka naman sana dumami pa kayo next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yes.
Shoutout sa mga students ko din. Shoutout sa mga nag-share, nanonood sa amin live, always. Naghihintay kahit sobrang sabog namin. Minsan, like nagsistutter kami and talagang hindi namin alam paano mag-transition. Kahit ako din, like, yeah, mahiya kasi kami. Just kidding, mahihain kami. Ayun, shoutout sa SMP, shoutout sa Team Quiapo, shoutouts. Secretaries, thank you for your good work.
My mic is
Ate Bel, Ate Mel, pwede niyo po silang i-reach out. Reach out to them sa yung sa ano ba? Sa
Hindi ko
account
alam.
ko. Baliktad. Diyan if gusto niyo po mag-inquire about sa KDA, sa training sessions, sa mga schedules, kung sino yung mga sensei, pwede niyo po silang i-text diyan or pwede po kayo mag-message directly sa amin sa Facebook, sa Karate Development Arts and Sports. Alright. So, next podcast po, ipa-plug namin, pero next year pa yun. So, it's gonna be January 5, yung next namin podcast. 2 weeks pahinga kami. So, yun, well-deserved break for everyone.
yeah.
Tapos, please react dun sa aming Facebook posts. Tapos, please like yung subscribe to our YouTube channel, ring the notification bell, and see you all
next year. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna try to bring the heat next year, but for now, that's it for us today. This year.
Okay, pahinga na po.
Yeah. Ella, get well.
Pagaling ka, Ella.
Soon, yeah.
Okay. Episode 6.
Episode 6!
Yep, that's it.
Go.
Alright, yes. Thank you guys for watching. Alright. See
you
you
po.
real
Good night.
soon. Night. Outro. Bam.
Recording stopped.